Once again, it's time for Off the Top Sportscast. I'm John, and that guy right there is Roy. Roy, you have our topic, but first, please like and subscribe, and please let us thank you for our 1 year of our podcast. We've been going strong. We've been loving all the interactions. We appreciate everybody, and we will be going live soon, so keep an eye out for the notification. Roy, you have our topic for the day.
So when we talk about sports, we're talking about sports in general, everywhere from hockey to soccer. If you had the money, best peso money, Cuban money, if you had the money and you were to write down the top 10 sports teams and how much you would have to pay for them. We're not going to tell you, if you rank them, I'm not going to tell you, you don't have to name the amount. But just who would be number one, number two, within the top 10, let's say within the top 10.
What franchise would be the worst, most?
We're talking all sports, none of the obscure sports, but we're talking everything from hockey to soccer, baseball, football, basketball, major sports.
I'm going to say for my first one, I'm going out of country.
Interesting.
And I'm going to go for a franchise that has won a lot of championships and has had a lot of success. And I'm going to go for Real Madrid.
Woo! Real Madrid is in the top 10. In the top 10. Boom, 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 boom. You hit.
All right.
You only got 9 more. 9 more to hit.
So staying on that side of the globe.
Oh, you stayed on that side of the globe.
On that side. So I'm going to go with another team that has been equally as successful, and some might say is their rival, Barcelona.
Barcelona!
Yeah.
Do. You just need 8 more. 8 more. And again, you hit Barcelona. You hit Real Madrid. Very good. Excellent. And then again, we'll talk about where they land.
So it's a little tricky now because I could go more soccer teams, but I don't think maybe there's one more that I might throw in there, but
it shouldn't be that. Sure. You should be able to hit some teams off the bat. I think 5 would be easy.
I'm going to go the winningest team in MLB history. I believe it's the winningest team in all of American sports, the New York Yankees.
Boom, 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 boom. You hit number 8. You got not number 8 in the thing, but you got only you got 8. You knocked down 3, I should say. That's how I should say it. You knocked down 3. Excellent.
Okay.
So you got 7 left. 7 left.
This next one's tricky because I know that they are the most expensive franchise in the football league. I don't know how that translates to the rest of the world. But I'm going to take a swipe and say the Dallas Cowboys.
Boom! You got another one down. Man, I thought this was going to be a little bit tricky for you so far. You're doing good. Anniversary show.
And those 4 are the ones that it jumped up at me, right off the bat.
Should be another, probably 2 that should kind of jump right off the bat.
I'm going back. If the Yankees own the East Coast, the LA Dodgers owned the West Coast. And so because of how high property is over there and all their assets and their players, the LA Dodgers.
No.
Oh.
They don't make the top 10. Now, they could be up there 11 or 12, but they don't make the top 10.
That's impressive because what I was banking on a little bit was real estate. When they evaluate these teams, it's not always, how good the teams are doing. It's how high the real estate is that they are in. You know what I mean? Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this.
First X. You got two more X's. Two more, you're 3 strikes.
Okay. Yeah. I am going to go with, oh, what is their names? Okay. I'm going back across the pond, swimming across,
Ooh.
and I'm gonna go with David Beckham's old team, Arsenal.
No. No.
Oh,
You got me though when you said you were like
you know what? Is I can't think of the other team's name.
you were
Yeah, man.
and you were
Um,
on a good tread when you
mhm.
were dealing with the West Coast.
Yeah, so I thought about the Rams because of the new arena that they had. They won a Super Bowl. I'm gonna pivot on that. I'm gonna wait on that because I'm gonna go with a franchise that has a storied history and probably one of the most recognizable arenas in the world. And they just won a championship. And I'm gonna say the Boston Celtics.
No,
Oh,
you pivoted so far. I'm like you're on top of it, and you
oh,
went right away. Right
dang it.
away.
So
We'll
I
give
got
you.
one, two, three, four.
You got 4. You got
Oh,
4. You want to know?
so
Let's talk. I'm gonna
give
give
me
you
a
one
hint.
mullet. I'm gonna give you one mulligan in the hint again. I gave you a hint. You were on
West Coast.
something when you stayed on the West Coast. I thought you said story history. You said
Oh, the LA Lakers.
LA like that should like boom. That should have came right up.
Oh,
LA Lakers have a story history, and I'll tell you later where they fall. Now, I will tell you this though. Real tell you this. Well, no, I'm not gonna tell you. We're gonna talk a little bit more. Then you said Beckham. Beckham. Think
yeah,
about who Beckham played with, and
yeah.
it is
He played
probably Barcelona, yes. Madrid, yes. That's big. But then this is probably when it comes to
Manchester United. I
Manchester
could not think of the
United.
name. I
When you
could
went
not think of the name.
when you went across the pond, I was like,
Um,
man, he hit it.
I know.
Manchester City, Manchester United, Manchester United.
And I'm wondering if there's one more across the pond because um, I
There is
think
one more. You're not gonna get this. This one's gonna be hard, but it's a very popular team. I do watch a little bit of soccer. I wouldn't have got it. Maybe I wouldn't have got it. But who do you
Tottenham
think?
Hotspurs.
No, no, no. All right. So I'm gonna tell you this. I am gonna tell you this. There is maybe you could get it. One more soccer team, one more football team, and 2 more basketball teams.
Yeah. So I was thinking about the New York Knicks. Before I said the Celtics, I was thinking the Knicks because of the property, because you know the garden is iconic. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I wonder if it's the New York Mets. Shoot.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not a doom. But every time you go on this iconic streak, I can't think about it. Think about it. Let's go, and I'm gonna go.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me just throw one out there. How about the Kansas City Chiefs?
No way, Jose.
Okay.
All right, but let me give you two. You were on basketball. You were
Yeah.
saying everything. You think of a team that has history. You already said the Lakers. You think of another team that has history that is probably just by its player has history. Amount of rings that they have also won have history. They have a legacy. Not the same team now as they were years past, but we're a strong team.
The 76ers?
No, I'll give it to you. The Bulls.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah,
the thing about that franchise is that they've been in so like a limbo for so
yeah,
long
yeah,
that you kind of take it for granted.
yeah,
Really, the Bulls,
yeah.
man, wow, the
How
legacy
many?
of Michael Jordan. Because you think about this, he's the only Bulls like that run of Bulls players is really the only Bulls like greats. Wow,
But that shows you something. Not only did they win, that adds value to your team, the marketing value.
sure.
Players are like a new revised tool that comes out that raises a value. Michael Jordan was that marketing piece.
Yeah.
So again,
And
so I'm gonna shock
and
you
you know
with
what?
this.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I think it's because so many of their teams have not done well in the last 20 years or so that I forget that Chicago's is a big city. You know what I mean? When you think about Chicago, the city, you go, oh, that's a big city. But when you think about Chicago and sports, you're like, yeah, mid franchise. They all seem small now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Let me give you these because these I think you're gonna go like, wow. So you mentioned Dallas Cowboys, Yankees, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United. We talked about the Lakers, Chicago Bulls. These three, I don't think you would ever think about.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you first the soccer team
Okay.
because I don't think it wouldn't have been on my list. Liverpool.
Oh, yeah, they are. See, that was another one that Liverpool, their stadium is iconic. Just
Yeah.
alone, real estate, you know what I mean? Um, just for concerts alone, people just go to, you know what I mean? So that's a good one. I would
And
not have
all
thought of it.
and all these teams are in the billions if you're looking to buy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're all in the billions. The next one. These two, I don't think you would have ever got. I would have never got. I would have never thought. The New England Patriots. But again, why?
Championships.
And Brady, Gronk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Moss. They've had the marketing pieces, the coach, all that raise the value of this team. Nobody would know the Patriots. The Patriots would have been another garbage team if it
Yeah.
wasn't for Brady and the championships they won.
And now I'm thinking that is the other one, the Boston Red Sox.
No, no,
Okay.
no ball. But
Wow.
this one is the Golden State Warriors.
Okay. So, it's kind of funny because when I was doing the list, I didn't know how I was gauging it. And I think I thought too much in geographics. It's really about winning,
About winning.
but except for Kansas City, which I think is interesting.
Well, maybe in time,
Right.
but at this
Yeah.
time, and they
They're
may
still
be
growing.
coming up. Remember, they're coming up. They're probably
Right.
coming up in value. So, do you want me to give you? I'm going to start from the bottom.
Okay.
Number 10 in value, Liverpool, $5.5 billion.
Is that it? Really? Okay.
What do you mean, is that it? You sound like you're writing a check of $5.5 billion. All
Bro, I
right.
got three Liverpools right now. Don't worry about it.
All right. Next, number 9 at 5.7 million, $1 billion. Chicago Bulls.
Okay. I mean,
Next,
and the only reason I'm saying is that it because I think in terms of if you wanted to buy in right now, you're not buying into any franchise in the NBA. I don't think for 5 billion. You know what I mean? So that's really what I was thinking about, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
listen, Golden State Warriors, $6.1 million. And at number 7, I think this is going to shock you. Number 7, Los Angeles Lakers. I thought they
Wow,
would have had a little bit more value.
me too. I mean, with all their championships, because they're a championship rich, their iconic, stadium, even though they changed it now, but iconic location at the very least, iconic players that when you're talking about bringing in revenue and jerseys and I mean,
That's where the stars go,
right,
right?
right.
All right. Number 6, $6.4 billion, New England Patriots.
Wow.
New
Wow, wow,
England
wow.
Patriots. Surprising.
So that's the
6.4.
that's the highest football team on that list?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Oh, Dallas is Dallas. Yeah,
Yeah, Dallas is still on the list.
yeah.
So number 5 at $6.5 billion, Manchester United.
Wow. You know, it only shocks me because of how much money these guys pay to these players every year. Like they're shelling out dough in soccer,
Big
bro.
money, big money, big money.
Yeah,
Soccer's it's no listen. You want to play in the MLS is because you want to be home in the States. But if you want to make money, you play overseas. Not like basketball and other sports, but
right.
soccer, you play that's that. If you're a kid, you don't play MLS. You don't care. You want to play overseas.
I mean, now they're coming, but you got to be special to get those Messi contracts. You know what I mean?
But listen, you're getting those Messi contracts because these guys are looking to get TV revenue. But Messi is not at his pinnacle, even though he's still good, but not the pinnacle Messi.
Right,
He was playing overseas at his pinnacle. Now he's making money. He came here to
right.
make money. All right. And these, you got the first top 4 when you made mention. You got the top first 4. You didn't get them in order because you didn't know, but you got the first top 4. So $6.6 billion at number 4, Real Madrid. So
Wow.
you got number 4. That was your first pick, actually.
Yeah.
Then number 3, another soccer team, 6.8, Barcelona. That was your second pick.
Right.
I think it was your second pick. Then now we have 2 teams left.
Yeah.
Yankees, historical, and the Dallas Cowboys. 1 and 2. Who is 1 and 2? Yankees is number 1, or you think Dallas Cowboys? Who do you think is 1 and 2?
So I think I just heard not too long ago that Dallas is about $10 billion worth. I'm going to say they're number 2, and I think the Yankees are worth $11 billion.
Okay, I'm going to give you the numbers first. $7.1 billion.
Okay.
$9 billion.
So I think I messed up. They must be flipped.
So who, with just thinking that, who do you think it is? And now I'll come with the
I'll say the
confirmation.
Cowboys first, then and the Yankees second.
Cowboys number 1 at $9 billion, which shocked me. When I heard the name, I shocked. Yeah. Even though I thought American team, a lot of good. And the Yankees number 2 with $7.1 billion. What do you think about that?
Well, it's funny about the Yankees because I can definitely see why they're worth. I mean, they've got all of the accolades. They've got all of the legends when you're talking about jersey sales. I mean, Yankee fans are so rabid. You'll see Paul O'Neill jerseys. He's not he's not Babe Ruth, but we love a guy. We love a guy. You know what I mean? You're going to see Bernie Williams jerseys out there because we love Bernie. So it makes sense that their evaluation is so high. And the property, Yankee Stadium, that quantity, that building. I mean, I can't imagine the evaluation on the stadium alone. I know it's new, but to have the name and the location in New York has to be crazy. And the Dallas Cowboys, man, they're iconic. They know how to push their agenda. They know how to keep their name in the media. Everybody's a character in Dallas, down to the owner, Jerry Jones. How many owners of the NFL do you know their name? Know their voice?
Yeah.
Know if you saw them walking down the street?
Very, very few. I may know face. If you put a lineup on, I could probably give you the face. and what
Right.
team, but I probably couldn't give you the name. And I probably by that I would probably say a handful.
Yeah. You know, Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, the Rooneys, these people who have been there forever, you know. The guy from the Raiders, Al Davis,
Yes.
the lunatic that's down there in Carolina only because he doesn't stop talking. And the old man, the Italian slick back hair guy from Atlanta. I can't remember his name, but
Yeah, it's a mustache.
yeah, yeah, he's clean as a whistle, that guy. Um, so just on that alone, everybody's a character in Dallas is the point. Then their stadium it's a real monument to them, right? With the big jumbotron, it's still one of a kind. And then you got Jerry's World, their training facility and everything. I mean, you're just talking about land and property. That alone, man, makes up a lot of that $10 billion, you know. And let's face it, man, the star on the helmet that can take you places.
Yeah, well, listen, you had Super Bowls, you've had big time running back, wide receivers, defense, quarterbacks. They have a tenure. They were back.
Coaches, iconic coaches.
Yeah, how many teams are called America's team?
Right.
That was back years. You talk about Dallas, Pittsburgh. That that was that was America's team. So I was shocked, but then when you think about it, not shocked to be number one on the list. So what do you think about the list, top 1 through 10? Any shockers there that you like shocked?
Um, I was shocked with the Bulls. I was shocked with the Bulls only because in order to be so high, right? Their their stock had to keep rising all these years. Let's think about it. Jordan left in 98. How many years is that? 26 years ago. That's a long time. You know what I mean? That's a long time. I think it would be interesting if we could go back to 2000 and see what the evaluation and who was in there at the time, because I think you're going to see a different. I think you probably see the Steelers. I think you might see um, probably the Knicks at the time, Boston at the time. There's going to be there has to be a difference. I'm actually
Yeah.
very surprised that Boston was not in there. I mean, that is an iconic franchise. They have just as many, I don't know about just as many legendary players, but they have a lot of legendary players that went through Boston. So that kind of shocks me a little bit.
Yeah,
And,
I thought Boston, yeah. Yeah, I would agree. But they might have been number 11, 12.
Right. And the thing that is amazing about the Yankees is when this family bought them for $2 million. That's what Steinbrenner bought the Yankees for.
Don't
And
change.
look at where we're at. $2 million. I think it was in 89, 88, 89, something like that. And we're now, I mean, that is amazing. That is amazing. You're talking about, I mean, I can't even do the math. How many times $2 million goes into 6, 7 billion, you know?
Okay, hold on. Let's look at this. Actually, let me see. It says the New York Yankees acquired Steinbrenner in 1973. George Steinbrenner often referred to it as the boss, purchased the Yankees from, you know who?
No.
CBS.
Oh,
And again, what I did was a quick a chat GPT or whatever. It said here 10 million, which is still a steal.
okay. 10 million.
10 million.
So, I mean, that is a steal, baby. So 1978, you said, right?
73.
73. Wow. Okay. So,
But think about how
uh,
many championships then he was involved in, too.
right. So that's 40 years. No, 50 years.
From it's 50 years. Yes.
50 years. In 50 years, him and his family has risen the valuation from 10 million to 7 billion.
Yeah, it's a big move.
Whoa.
All right, John, you did well on that. You surprised me how good you did do on the 1 through 10. Hey, if you're watching this video, why don't you pause it once I ask the question? Why don't you write down some teams? Try it out before. Again, who's the top 10 teams through all of sports and their value? And see if you come up with any names. Try to see it. Follow along. Maybe you think of somebody else. Maybe you hit the top 10. You'll hear what we said throughout the video. But why don't you try to do it on your own? And John, as always, when we pause these videos, we say you should do what?
Talk to a stranger about sports today.